DRC Debug Environment is the legacy PVS DRC error browser that can be invoked at the end of the run, by selecting DRC DE option in the run submission form. There are three sections to the PVS DRC Debug Environment window, namely Error List window, Error Details window and Waiver Comment window. The selected error is highlighted in the layout. There are a couple of modes of error listing: cell/rule and rule/cell. The error browser defaults to the cell/rule mode, where the cells are listed first, followed by the rule set names and the specific errors for each cell. In rule/cell mode, the listing is based on rule names. You can toggle between the modes using the drop-down options at the menu bar of the debug environment. Other options available at the menu bar includes an error filter option, to show errors at top level, cell level or edit and place levels, or error sorting. Error Details window, as the name indicates, will display the details of the error selected in the error list window. If you have waived errors, the waiver comment will be displayed or can be added into the waiver comment window. The rule/cell browser lists rules and cells with non-empty results. Use this browser to select rule or cell of interest to debug DRC results. Browser is tree-based and contains multiple columns for statistics. It also supports different modes to customize view of results. The error browser initially comes up in the cell/rule mode, where the cells are listed first, followed by the rule set names and the specific errors for each cell. You may expand the individual error list by clicking on the plus signs. The number of error count in each section is mentioned in brackets at the end of each line. You select a violations, and it gets highlighted in the layout, and the details of the selected error is displayed in the Error Details window. You can mark the error as error, waived, and fixed by using the right-click option. On the selected cell, click the right mouse button. A pop-up is displayed with four options. There are options to mark selected marker as error, waived, or fixed. The last option is to clear selected marker. If an error is marked as waived, you may add a comment to it in the waiver comment window. Under rule/cell option, the error list changes to showing the rule set names first, followed by the cell names and the specific errors for each cell. Error count is captured at end of line. Selected rule gets zoomed and highlighted in the layout. Users may change the default mode, using the environment variable PVSUI_RV_sort_rule_cell set to yes/no or set preferred option in the preferences form. Let's take a closer look at some of the menu bar options placed between the error list window and error details window. The leftmost arrow buttons helps navigate to the first error, the left arrow button to go to the previous error, right arrow button to go to the next error, previous error, and go to end arrow button to go to the last error of that set of errors. C button clear the current error marker, and H button highlight the selected marker. If the default classic highlight mode is selected in the preference form, then this button is disabled and errors are automatically highlighted in the layout when the marker is selected. The red icon button marks a selected error as an error, yellow icon button marks a selected error as waived, and green icon button marks a selected error as fixed. O button can be used to assign an owner to the selected errors, whereas U button can return an error to its previous status. Go to button to go to the specified error number of that set of errors, and status indicates the status of the selected error, unvisited or waived. Clicking on Explain button allows you to click on an error marker in the layout viewer, and that error will then be highlighted in the error list window. In the PVS DRC Debug Environment, select Preferences under Tools drop-down to open DRC Debug Environment Preferences form. There are several sections to this form. Under Error Selection Window Settings, there are options to have the coordinates displayed for the error instances, filtering the extensions, set the font style and size, or to display tool tips. Under Error Navigation, users can set up error highlight and update options. Highlighting mode field has two options, Classic and On Demand. Select the Classic Radio button to automatically highlight the errors in the layout when you select a marker in DRC DE browser. This is the default behavior. Select the On Demand Radio button to activate the H button in the DRC DE browser. It allows you to highlight only those errors that you select in the browser, and click the H button, double-click the selected marker or highlight selected markers item in the right mouse button menu. Under Waivers section, there are options to override the waiver status. Select Show Waivers Count option to show the number of errors waived in a cell, and for the rule. Display Waived Errors checkbox specify that waived errors should be displayed. Under Error Viewing Settings section, you may choose to zoom, pan or fit and zoom to the selected error. Under Error Marker section, There are options to select the color by which you want to highlight the errors, loaded errors, waved errors, or to display errors by cell or by top. There are additional options to have the rule name, rule caption, or property shown on the error marker when the error marker is displayed in the layout viewer. Check Automatically Save Data on Exit box to save the data automatically when you exit. By default it is unchecked. How to open the error file of a previous DRC run from the current DRC debug environment. Go to the Open Files option from the toolbar menu or drop-down options, that would bring up the Open Errors form. Click on the Browser button to bring up a form titled, Select ASCII Error File. Browse to the appropriate directory, select the right ASCII error file to be loaded and click Open. That loads the ASCII error file onto Open Errors form. Click OK. That will load the selected ASCII file errors onto the DRC debug environment.